What's happening, guys? So in this video I want to talk about what happens when you go off track, and if you have a bad day or even a bad weekend or even a bad week, what we should do. And I actually was thinking about this idea, and then it came to the forefront of my mind even more because I watched a video from my friend David, who I will link his channel below and you can go check him out. And his was about, like, if you have a bad day, getting back on track, how you can use those extra calories that you had to your advantage, and that research has shown that, metabolically it can actually be advantageous sometimes to have higher calories for a little bit and just to use it. Now, that's great advice, and I definitely recommend just getting back on track if you have a bad day. But here's what really screws people up, and that is that one bad day is never going to make a huge difference in your long-term goals. It's never going to make or break you. One bad meal, one bad day, one bad weekend, it's not going to make the biggest difference in the entire world. So it's not really the bad day that really causes problems. It's what happens after. Because what most people do, if they get off track and they have a bad day, what they do is they beat themselves up about it. And this isn't healthy behavior. And it's really a big problem, because when you beat yourself up, it's not like you do this and then it knocks some sense into you and you get back on track again. That's not how it works. You don't go, I suck, I wish I hadn't done that, I don't know what's wrong with me, why can't I ever get it under control, I'm never going to reach my goals. You end up going, well, what's the point, what's the big deal? And that one day now turns into weeks, months, even years, because it knocks you so far off track. Whereas if you just understand that you're human and you're going to make mistakes and it's going to happen sometimes, and just move on, if you would just let it go, it wouldn't be a big deal. You're never going to see one bad day just completely ruin you and just throw you way off track. You're not even 1 week. You're not even going to see 1 week make it so that your long-term progress is all for nothing and things get way out of hand. This only happens when you stop, when you quit, when you give up and you just think, what's the point? I can't do it anyways. And you stop paying attention. When you stop paying attention, then things can go south really fast. So I just really encourage you to get out of this train of thought and this cycle of beating yourself up every time you make a mistake. And this is why I'm such a proponent of flexible dieting and not looking at foods as good or bad, because when you look at foods as bad, it's just so hard to not have that negative association and then beat yourself up. If you think something is bad and then you have it, it's going to snowball into something bigger rather than just eating it and moving on. And really, I mean, it's just got to be about context of your overall diet. That's what's more important than anything. No foods are going to just make you fat just by eating them once. It doesn't happen. And the problem is, we all think we have this like unlimited supply of willpower. But if you are dieting and stress is high and there's a bunch of other things going on in life, there's going to be times when you're going to go off track. Maybe you go to a party and you weren't expecting to eat anything that you considered bad, but then there was this plate of cookies and you said F it, and you gorged yourself on it because you haven't had them in so long, and you feel like, well, you're never going to have it again. Then you beat yourself up about it, so then you continue the bad behavior for a long time. So don't look at foods as good or bad. If you make mistakes, or not even if, when you make the mistake, just get back on track. Don't make up for it. Don't beat yourself up. Just move forward. I promise you, it's not going to be the end of the world. All right? So that's my advice for today. Any questions, let me know, and I will talk to you guys later.
I'm addicted to the love that you're giving. Every minute, every day I've been craving.